Hello and welcome to another flute tutorial video. I am going to be teaching you today some notes that are below the staff, and these notes are gonna include E, E flat, D, D flat, and C. And these notes are also very hard, just like the notes above the staff, except these notes are a lot lower and also hard to play. And with these notes, you're going to be wanting to have a more open embouchure, and you're going to want the notes that come out to sound a little bit more brassy, so you get a louder sound coming out of your instrument. Like the note C, for example, is going to be a little bit more brassier sounding than a sound that you would have as a flute. So the first note that I'm going to show you is low E. And so I'm going to show you what it looks like here. And your low E is going to be this note here. Oh, there it is. So it's going to be this note, and it's going to be right below F, and it's on the bottom line of the staff. And so this note is going to be played with your first, second, and third finger, your thumb, and your first two fingers and your pinky. So it's like your E natural that you would play in the middle of the staff. And so it's going to sound like this. And so to get it out, you want to open your embouchure a little bit more than you normally would, so you have slower air coming out, and that will help your low notes. The next note that we're going to look at is E flat, and E flat is like this. It's the same as E, you just add a flat to. Don't know why I flipped my camera for that one. But so your E is going to be played just like this, like I just showed you. But your E flat is going to be all of these plus this first pinky key that you normally use. And so E flat will sound like this. And so that one is E flat. So now I'm going to flip my camera, and I'm going to show you D. So D below the staff is going to be right here. And as you can see, it is right underneath the staff. So it's going to be the first note that you see that's underneath the staff. And D is going to be played with with all three fingers on both of your hands, your thumb, and no pinky. Because when you use your pinky, that's how you get E flat. And so you just want these three. And it's going to sound like this. And so the lower you go, the more you're going to have to open your embouchure, because the quieter it's going to get and the harder it's going to come out. And so the more your embouchure is open, the more you'll be able to get the note out. And so the next note that I can show you is D flat. And so D flat is going to be the same as D, except you're going to use this big pinky key here on the last joint of your flute. So it's going to be this first key here. And so that one is how you play D flat. And so the last note that I'm going to show you, and it's probably one of the hardest notes to play, is, and low C is going to look like this. And as you can see, there's a C here, and then there's D and E. And In order to play C, you're going to put all your fingers down just like you'll play D, and you want to push this one down and then roll to the first rolly key. That'll be on your flute. And so this is what C will sound like. And that one is the lowest note that you're able to play on a regular flute. If you have a flute like mine, my flute has a B foot, and so that gives me one extra of these, and it gives me this little key here, which controls this, and also a second roll key. So as you can see, I have two. So the first one gets me to C, and the second one gets me to B. And so I'm gonna play that for you guys so you can hear. And that's the lowest note that you can play on a flute. And I think it's a fun one to play because you're using your pinky a lot, and you normally don't do that. And I'm gonna go through all the fingerings for you again, and then I'm gonna play all of the notes that I just showed you, and then give you a couple more pointers. So this is D, or sorry, E, and then we're gonna go E flat, and then D, and then D flat, and then C. And those are your notes below the staff. And so some practice tips that I can give you are to just put your flute together and practice the fingerings on your own and keep doing them until you engrave them in your brain. And just like I said with the notes above the staff, we'll look at the notes and get yourself familiarized with them a little bit. You won't get low C or D very much in your music, but when you do, you want to be able to hear that, because as flutes, we get drowned out of the band a little bit. And especially when there are low sections that there are a lot of other instruments playing, you won't be able to hear that, and that note could be a very important part of the chord, and you want to be able to make sure that that is being heard enough. So that is all that I have for you for this video, and I hope to show you some more cool things next time. Bye guys!